Welcome to the Private Practice with Soul podcast. My name is Dr. Brooklyn Storme, and I help private practice owners align their business back with their soul's calling, with their big vision and with their soul's purpose. Unlike other private practice coaches, I've traveled the world in search of spiritual resources, spiritual tools, education and information so that you can have the transformation that your soul desires and needs so that you can up-level your business. How much fun is this? I love it so much. Guys, if you're not already a member of the Private Practice Monthly Mentorship Group, please check out the show notes. I would love for you to be there. In the meantime, thank you so much for pushing play today. Let's begin. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Happy Saturday morning. I'm so pleased that you're here. Of course, welcome to all of the new subscribers, and thank you very much to my existing listeners. And I understand a few of you have been doing something very, very beautiful without me knowing, and that was telling peers and colleagues about this podcast. And if that was you, you know who I'm talking to. I want to say thank you, and I want you to know that I'm just sending you so much love and so much gratitude and so much positivity for doing that. It's meaning the world to me that you want to share this resource. So humbly I say thank you, thank you, thank you. So today what we're going to do is, I want to speak into when you're confused with your private practice and you're not quite sure where to start. And the reason that this has become a hot topic is because in the group that I've got, Australian Counsellors in Private Practice Online, I did a little poll in there recently, and a lot of the respondents were saying that they're just new to private practice and that some of them aren't in private practice yet. They're sort of on the cusp of looking at leaving their paid employment and starting a private practice, but they want to know, well, what's the first step? What should I be doing? And this is so important because this can be one of the things that a lot of us can stuff up, and it can be really a pain in the bum to try and fix later on down the track. So let's get your foundation sorted out now so that you don't have a headache to deal with 6 months or 12 months or 18 months down the track. All right. So of course, the very first thing that you need to have in place is a marketing plan. Okay. So marketing plan, there's so much available online, isn't there? And you can jump online and you can buy, what do they call it? Like those, like Elise Dharma, how she's got the 30 days of content in her calendar and all that sort of jazz sort of setup. You can do that, and you can buy those things and you can post them on your Instagram and your Facebook and speak into them. And you can be doing that consistently because, you understand you need to be showing up consistently in order for this to work and for you to be visible. But you're wondering why it's not working. And the reason that it's not working is because they're very, very generic posts and they're probably not geared around mental health. And then maybe you've also seen that there are other people that sell mental health packages of quotes that you can use for your Instagram and Facebook and things like that. Now, I would never buy one of those myself because here's what I know that maybe you don't if you're just new, but if you've been with me for a while, you will know exactly what I'm about to say. Those quotes aren't going to work because they don't have your energy behind them. All right. They don't speak from your soul. They don't speak from your heart. They're not speaking to your clients. They're just lazy. I'm sorry, but they're just lazy. I'm all for automating things, but they need to be in alignment with your values, your purpose, your practice, and what you're trying to do. Okay. So rather than take an easy option that doesn't align and that isn't going to land for your clients and only going to leave you feeling confused about why it's not working, and then you're going to say, well, social media doesn't work for me. It's baloney because it's not working because it's not unique to you. It's not sharing your message. So this brings me to the first thing. Even even this week, okay, I've spoken to a number of people who are at the very, very early stages of their practice. And, when they book a call with me, they fill out a little intake form. And as part of that form, I ask them, what are your challenges? What are you struggling with right now? And kind of where are things at? And they'll say, I'm looking at starting and, it's really exciting. And I'm excited for them, And then we'll get on the call. And they'll say, well, since I filled that out, I've got a logo and I've got my business name now and I've got this and I've got that. And they show me what they've got. And I just think, oh no, like you're going to have to go and do it all over again because it's not indicative, well, indicative isn't the right word, but it's not reflective of their practice values, the logo that they've got. The brand colors aren't reflective of their logo. The name that they've picked is so random. Like nobody's going to be looking up random business names. And so for this reason, and then they've got business cards and brochures set up and they haven't got a marketing plan. And I just think, oh no, like I wish we'd spoken sooner because I could have saved you all this trouble and I could have saved you all this headache because now you've just spent a lot of money on stuff that's going to need to be changed and that's not going to feel good. And it's going to make you probably feel like, not confident anymore. And it's probably going to take the wind out of your sails a bit, but it needs to happen. So I believe that the foundation of your marketing plan has to be your messaging. So before you go and make a logo and a website and get your branding colors and all that sort of stuff sorted out, you really need to figure out your messaging. That's the big takeaway. And, it shouldn't be hard for you to come up with that message. One of the things that I often hear is people will say, I don't really know what my message is. And so I'll say, okay, well, let's try and unpack it a little bit. What do you want people to know about you? And why did you get into this business? And they'll say, I really want to help people. Ever since I was a little girl, people have always come to me with their problems and I used to always solve their problems for them. And so it just seemed really natural to me to go into a helping profession. Well, there are some flaws with this, okay? Big flaws. You can probably already guess what some of them are. Number one, it's a very general thing and it's not going to land for anybody because so many of us in counselling and psychology and social work got into it because we wanted to help people. So if that's your message, it's a non-message because it's just getting lost in the white noise. It's the first thing. The second thing is we're not conveying your you-ness in there, okay? You've got a story to share. You've got your own reason. I mean, there are so many helping professions. You could have been a police officer. You could have been a paramedic. You could have been a doctor. What was it that drew you to counselling, okay? And a lot of the time, well, I don't know. I could be wrong, but I understand that a lot of the time people move into counselling either to help others heal themselves or because they actually have an old wound that they're hoping learning counselling will help them, mend on some level. And we've all got our own wounds and stories and things that we've experienced, and that's fine. But when you have a very generic message, that's going to permeate your branding, it's going to permeate your logo, it's going to permeate what you're posting, and you could find yourself in a situation where you're doing all of the things but not getting traction, and that would look like not getting the inquiries, not being able to convert inquiries to bookings, not being able to convert bookings to future bookings, having issues with retention of clients, like if you've got a high proportion of clients that come for 1 or 2 sessions and then ghost you or go AWOL, or do you know what I mean? It's going to affect how you create policies. From your cancellation policy right through to your consent form, right through to policies you have around report writing and boundaries and stuff like that. So messaging is key, and it really does require you to step out of your head and drop back down into your heart, which I know you are all getting very, very good at doing now. I know, because guess what? some of you are in my little circles, aren't you? And your posts come up in my feed, and I see the shift in how you're writing and how you're showing up. And I see the shift in the engagement. And I sit here at home in Hastings, all nice and snuggly warm with my ducted heating on and Gabe on my lap. And I'm scrolling through and I'm having a look. And I think to myself, I am so freaking proud of her. Like, wow, I get to witness this. Like, this is amazing. And then I see people respond to, the post that somebody's put up now, and the responses are just so powerful and so moving, and it just almost brings me to tears, the pride that I feel and the joy that I feel, because I know now that this person is now embodying their authenticity, they're embodying their worth, they're embodying their message, they're embodying all of that good stuff, and people are picking up on it now, because people aren't going to book in with you because you're a counselor and you've got a diploma and a bachelor and a master's and no, people book in with you because you understand what it's like to be in their shoes, because you show up regularly for them, because you're human, which means you're not perfect. They happily overlook, as you guys do with me. You happily, most of the time, overlook my spelling mistakes, and you'll happily overlook my bad hair day, and you'll happily forgive me when Gabe comes trotting into the room when I'm recording the podcast and you hear the pitter-patter, and I'm sure it's disruptive, but you forgive me for that. And that's what happens when you build that relationship with your audience, and that's what I want for you too. So before you go creating your business card and before you go making your website and you don't need those things first. The very first thing that you need is to go deep with your message. Okay. And there are some beautiful ways that you can do that. I mean, what really, really worked for me was journaling, because I don't do it often enough, but journaling really helps me connect with my higher self, and it really helps me connect with that inner guidance, because I believe that my soul knows, what I want to say. And when I can get out of my head and stop editing and being critical and overanalyzing and overthinking and all that sort of stuff, and I can just allow my soul to say what she wants to say, that's where the powerful stuff comes. And I don't edit that or anything, And the other thing too is, I think sometimes we have this thing within us as well about it can feel like, when it comes to marketing, scary. Because we're in that wounded space, some of us, aren't we? Like, oh, I don't know. Somebody said to me today, get this, somebody said to me today, I'm just a counselor. And I was like, hey, whoa, wait, stop there. And, I said to her, let's just delete just and say, I'm a counselor. And let's look at that and embody that. And, for those of you who are in the group, the ACPPO, you would have seen that post that I put. And so many of you have asked me for a PDF copy of that, because you want to print it out and put it on your wall and put it on your desk. And I want you to do that too, because that is there. I created that to give you a daily reminder that this is your sovereign power. This is what you were born to do. This is why you're doing it, and blow everybody else. Stop looking at everybody else and what they're doing, and just get grounded in your mission and your purpose. And so one of the things that we do when we're in calls and when we're in coaching and things like that is, I want to teach people how to transmute that energy around it feeling heavy and hard and yucky and scary, and move them from that fear-based level of consciousness over into something that's a little bit more expansive. So that transmutation of energy looks like, okay, how do we take this from a wounded space and heal it so that we can get over into that sacred, divine, masculine or feminine energy? And so we look at those processes, and you know what? There's no hard or fast rule around that, because it's different for everyone, because we have, well, this is just what I believe, but from what I understand, we have like the head, the heart, and then we've got the physical body. And so each of those three things has its own energy too. It's going to be either masculine or feminine, and if you're lucky, maybe you're in the process of learning how to harmonize those. So to give you an example, my masculine body, I know my body is masculine because you're gonna laugh, or maybe not. Maybe I'm gonna repulse you now, but so many times a week I'll have Red Rooster because I'm lazy and I like to I really just like roast chicken and veg, and I don't really want to cook roast chicken and veg because I've got other things to do with my time. So I'll go to Red Rooster and I'll get a chicken and I'll get the carrot and the peas and the the mashed potato. And I love doing that, but I could eat that every single day of the week. Whereas other people in my family are like, oh my gosh, you're not having that again, are you? But to me, it feels easy. I really like to wear black t-shirts because for me, that's easy. But a lot of my friends are like, how can you have 27 black t-shirts? Because it just makes my life simple, and I've got my head needs to be elsewhere. My body likes to be sitting or laying or standing. It doesn't want to be moving. So I've got a very masculine body in that sense. My head is very masculine. My head is like, tell me what to do and I'll do it. But my heart is very, I want to love you. I want to connect with you. I want to support you. I want to be there for you. I want to show up for you. I want to inspire you. I want to help you. My head is like, let me give you the steps. Let me show you what to do. Let me give you a process. Do you know what I mean? So maybe for you, when it comes to your messaging, understand for your head, heart, and body, where's your energy mostly? And I know it's going to vary, but where's your energy mostly? And then what I want you to do is think about your clients, where's their energy mostly, and then just match them all up and connect that in with your message. And that's how you're going to create like a really, really super powerful message. And it's how you're going to transmute your energy. It's how you're going to get out of your head, and it's how you're going to get into your heart and write something that's really unique, but that also feels really, 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 really good for you. And somebody else was asking me, is there a crystal that could really help me, with this work, with my marketing and with my messaging? And I want to say Moldavite is a really, really fantastic, it's not a crystal, it's a tektite. So a tektite is something like, I don't know the technical way of saying this, but there was some great big meteorite, and centuries ago, like when the dinosaurs ruled the world, whatever it was. And anyway, this tektite came down and it landed, I think, in Bosnia or Russia or somewhere over there. And it broke off into little pieces because when it came through the Earth's atmosphere, it became liquefied. And so it rained down essentially. And it looks like green glass from you know how when you see green glass washed up on the seashore, it's kind of that faded, misty, foggy green. It was kind of like that. And if you've got a genuine piece of the Moldavite, it will have ripples in it. And that's how you know it's real. But you've got to be careful because, of course, being only one meteorite and being around for, however long, there's not much of it around. But there is a lot of fake stuff. But Moldavite is really, 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 really good at transmuting energy. And when I first got my piece of Moldavite, it was like 2 or 3 years ago. I was in a place where I really wanted to have positive experiences with crystals, and nothing was happening. Like I was trying to work with them and I wasn't really getting any result. And I went to my crystal place that I love to go to, and I was talking to one of the guys there, and he was saying, well, hey, Moldavite you'll definitely have some experience with Moldavite. I was desperate for an experience, right? Talk about FOMO. Anyway, so I buy this piece of Moldavite, which was like, it felt super expensive compared to other crystals that I've bought. I think I paid $185 for it, and it's about the size of a 10-cent coin. But anyway, he was like, just wear it on you. And the way that it's going to work is it's going to get into your energy field, and it's going to find the gaps or the holes or the tears, and it's going to start repairing things. And it needs to do that first before then it can start like doing its real job. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll give it a crack. So I popped it down my bra, and anyway, it only took maybe a day or two, and I was so nauseous, like I could barely eat. I felt tired and lethargic. It was so weird, right? And I never go to the doctor because I'm always so healthy. I've just been very, very lucky with my health. But this was so bad that I ended up going to the doctor, and the doctor was like, well, just have Panadol and, just do a wait and see approach. So I did that for another few days, and then I go back to the doctor. This is how bad it was for me. I go back to the doctor, and the doctor's like, you're still sick. Well, maybe we should get some bloods done. So anyway, we do some bloods. I go back a few days later. The blood tests come back like I'm in perfect health, apparently. You can see where this is going, but I didn't see where it was going at the time. And then anyway, I'm back at the crystal place because I was buying gifts for some of my clients. And anyway, the guy comes over and he's like, hey, how'd you go with the Moldavite? And I said, it's not working. I said, I've actually been really sick. And he said, oh, what do you mean? And so I told him. And then he goes, why don't you just stop wearing the Moldavite and see how you go? So I said, seriously? He goes, yep. So I go out to the car, I take off the Moldavite, and I just put it in my wallet. And would you believe, no word of a lie, about an hour later, I feel fine. So anyway, of course, then I go and do research on Google, which probably don't do that. The best book that I've got for crystals is called The Book of Stones. I really love it. It's got 2 different perspectives in it and everything, yada, yada, yada. But anyway, what I needed to do was taper on to using the Moldavite, because what it did was it was trying to transmute energy that I had around me. And now I can wear Moldavite every day and it feels fine, and I don't feel sick, and I feel great. And it helps me. I like to believe that it helps me. Maybe it's like a somatic, I don't know, but maybe I feel like it helps me connect with source, or it helps me connect with myself. I know something's shifted in me when I'm around Moldavite. And so a crystal or a tektite that can support you with change is absolutely Moldavite if you're game enough, but it can be brutal. Something else that can help you as well is rose quartz, because rose quartz is a stone for love, and it has a vibration of love, and love is one of the highest vibrations that you can attune to. So connecting with a piece of rose quartz and working with that can help you go deeper into your message. But if you're more of a masculine person, then what I would suggest is you use a piece of Lemurian quartz, or you use a piece of Himalayan pink quartz, or you use a piece of just regular clear quartz, but maybe use the generator quartz. And a generator piece of quartz is the one that's got the, it's like a hexagon and it's got the point coming up. It's got like the 5 or 6 sides and it's got the point coming up. That's a generator. So work with that, because clear crystals help with clarity. So if you're feeling confused and unsure and you're just in your head about it, then absolutely working with clear quartz in a meditation before you write, or as you're writing or something like that, can absolutely help you as well. But before you open the doors to your private practice, you must start marketing. The general rule of thumb is 90 days, but honestly, you don't have to go 90 days. It all comes down to, again, your messaging. If you've got a really powerful message, you won't need to market for 3 months. But if you're vague and fuzzy and you're saying you do everything for everyone and you work with all people on the spectrum and everybody at different stages of their life and all this sort of junk, it's going to take you a lot longer. All right. And I would much rather you have a 1-page website with a powerful message on it. And don't worry about all the other pages, they can come later. But you have 1 page with that powerful message and a booking button, and you're going to be just fine. Okay. And if you want help with this, and you want to speak with me about it, do so. Like, just hit reply. Like, there's a hit reply. You can't hit reply on a podcast, can you? If you go down to the show notes, you will see my email address in there. Just send me a little email and just say, I would like to speak with you about my messaging. Can you just tell me if I'm on the right track or something? I'm more than happy to help you with that. It's not a problem. Alrighty. So hope that you have some clarity now, those of you who are thinking about private practice. If you're already in it and you've been marketing and you're either not seeing the types of clients you want to be working with yet, or the flow isn't there yet in terms of inquiries, or you're getting stuck converting inquiries to bookings, again, just shoot me a little email and let me know that you want to speak with me, and I will be able to give you some guidance around perhaps where it's falling over and what you can do to get yourself back on track with that. Okay? All right, my lovelies, I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful Saturday. Have a lovely weekend. Stay safe. And thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Private Practice with Soul podcast. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Private Practice with Soul podcast today. If you're looking for clarity, if you need help with branding, your processes, and bringing everything into alignment with your soul's purpose for your private practice, head to the show notes and click the link for more information about the Private Practice Monthly Mentorship Group. You are going to love it. I can't wait to see you in there. Thanks so much for listening. Bye.